President Biden just landed in Saudi Arabia as he continues the second leg of his high-stakes tour of the Middle East. He's on that historic flight from Israel to Saudi Arabia. We're taking a live look at Air Force One again, just landed there in Saudi Arabia. Our deputy political director, Averi Harper, joins me live now from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, for more on this. Averi, that flight from Tel Aviv is a historic one. Saudi Arabia actually opened airspace for the president to travel there, ending this ban on flights to and from Israel. How important is that?
Right, it is a signal of progress here in this region as the major focus of this trip is to create connections between Israel and other nations in the region. And it's not just for the president. There will be other flights that are able to go to and from Israel now that they have opened up the airspace here. And it's not just about airspace. There are hopes that there would be other kinds of cooperation as well as the region tackles issues like Iran's nuclear program, the fallout of Russia's war in Ukraine, things like food security as well. And so this is a sign of progress, but President Biden already tempering expectations on that. He told an Israeli news outlet that any sort of deeper connection is going to take some time.
Now, Averi, Biden has had to defend himself from a lot of criticism for this trip. He talked about making Saudi Arabia a pariah while he was campaigning. Now here he is visiting and meeting with the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. What can we expect from those talks today, and who else is Biden meeting with?
Right. So there's 9 other nations, and 9 other nations that will have leaders here in Jeddah this weekend as they try to tackle other issues. They're going to be talking about things like energy, things like food security. The nuclear program in Iran is also going to be a topic of discussion. Gas will also be a topic of discussion. The Biden administration is going to urge nations in this region to increase production in hopes that some of the prices of gas could go down. But experts say that Saudi Arabia specifically does not have a silver bullet that will allow for those prices to go down immediately. So we'll continue to see what happens there. He is going to meet with Saudi leaders, not just Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, but a group of Saudi leaders he will also meet with. And interestingly enough, during that press conference yesterday that he had with Israeli Prime Minister Lapid, he did not commit to mentioning Jamal Khashoggi. He says that his stance on human rights is clear and that he does not necessarily need to bring it up. He says that this meeting is about broader issues and a broader goal of creating connection. And so we'll be continuing to see what happens there.
Averi, how realistic is it that these talks could help secure a boost in oil production and then translate to easing gas prices here in the U.S.?
Well, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan spoke with reporters a little bit earlier. He says do not expect any big announcement as it relates to gas prices. Again, I think that the Biden administration is going to more broadly and more generally encourage the nations that are going to be represented here this weekend to increase oil production. Again, this is all about tackling the impact of Russia's war in Ukraine. We've seen gas prices go up. They're slowly falling down back at home, but not quite fast enough.
So, Averi, what else is on Biden's agenda for this tour?
So after meeting with Mahmoud Abbas earlier today, he is on a plane. He just landed here in Jeddah. He is going to be speaking with those leaders today. He's going to be having those bilateral meetings, again, to tackle issues that are going to be important to the region. He says that this is important to not only speaking about the impact of the Russian war in Ukraine, but this is also about competing with China and creating connections between Israel and other nations in the region.
And what about the next stops?
So the next stop is going to be here. He's here in Jeddah, and he's going to be speaking with leaders here about those issues. Again, it's about creating connections in order to make deeper connections here so he can tackle some of the issues that are confronting this region and use those connections to the best interests of the United States.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.